Ethan was a quiet man. He lived alone in a small city on Earth. Every day, he worked late shifts at a factory. He liked his simple life, but sometimes it felt lonely. One rainy night, as Ethan walked home from work, he noticed someone standing under a broken street lamp. She was a woman, tall and slim, wearing a long coat that did not look like anything Ethan had seen before. Her hair was silver and shiny, and her eyes looked strange but beautiful. She looked lost and cold. The rain soaked her coat, but she did not seem to care. Ethan stopped. He didn't want to ignore her. "Are you okay?" he asked. The woman looked at him carefully. Then she spoke softly. "I am looking for help." Ethan felt a little surprised. She had an accent he could not place. It was not from anywhere on Earth he knew. Still, he felt kindness inside. "Come with me," he said. "You can dry off at my place." She nodded slowly and followed him. On the way, Ethan asked, "Where are you from? What's your name?" "My name is Lyra," she said. I don't remember much." Ethan found this strange, but he didn't want to ask too many questions. Maybe she was just tired or confused. When they reached Ethan's small apartment, he gave her a warm towel and some dry clothes. Lyra looked around curiously. Everything was new to her. She touched the walls, the furniture, and the small lights carefully. Ethan watched her. He realized she was not like other people. She was very quiet but very observant. She asked many questions about simple things. "What is this? How does this work?" Ethan smiled. "That's a coffee machine," he said. "It makes hot drinks." Lyra smiled back, a little shy. She told Ethan she was traveling but had lost her way. Ethan decided to trust her. He made some tea for both of them, and they sat down. Outside, the rain kept falling softly. That night, Ethan could not sleep well. He kept thinking about Lyra. Was she really just a lost traveler, or was there something more? Lyra, too, looked out the window. Her silver eyes reflected the city lights. She was waiting for something, or someone. The quiet apartment suddenly felt full of secrets. The next morning, sunlight entered Ethan's small apartment. Lyra was awake early. She sat by the window, looking outside but not saying much. Ethan made breakfast, hoping to make her feel comfortable. "Do you want some food?" he asked gently. Lyra looked at the plate with curiosity. "What is this?" she asked, pointing at the toast and eggs. "It's breakfast," Ethan said with a smile. "It will give you energy for the day." Lyra touched the toast carefully, then took a small bite. Her eyes widened. "It is different, but good," she said softly. Ethan watched her closely. She was polite but very careful about everything. As the day went on, Ethan noticed more strange things. When she drank water, she looked like it was the most amazing thing she had ever tasted. She stared at the plants in the room with wonder, asking questions about how they lived. She even seemed surprised by the sun shining through the window. "Is everything here new to you?" Ethan asked. Lyra nodded slowly. "Yes. I have never seen many things before. Your world is very different." Her voice was soft and kind, but there was sadness behind her eyes. Ethan wanted to help her, but he did not know how. During the day, Lyra explored the apartment quietly. She was careful not to break anything but touched every object. She seemed amazed by the small details humans often ignored. At one point, she found Ethan's phone on the table. She held it gently and pressed a few buttons. The screen lit up with bright colors and moving pictures. Lyra gasped softly. "What is this?" she whispered. "It's a phone," Ethan said. "It helps us talk to others, send messages, and find information." Lyra's eyes shone with wonder. "I want to learn," she said. Ethan smiled. "I will teach you." But then Ethan noticed something strange. Lyra did not eat much. She refused some foods and seemed confused by the tastes. When he asked, she only said, "It is not what I am used to." That made Ethan curious. "Where do you come from, Lyra?" She looked away for a moment. then said quietly, "Far away, very far." Ethan wanted to ask more, but did not want to scare her. So he changed the subject and showed her the city through the window. Later, Ethan's friends called him. They wanted to meet Lyra, but Ethan felt nervous. He was not sure if she was safe around strangers. Still, he wanted to know more about her. As night came, Ethan felt a strange connection to Lyra. She was a mystery, but also someone who needed help. Lyra looked at the stars outside and whispered, "I hope he finds me soon." Ethan did not understand what she meant, but deep inside, he felt their meeting was no accident. Days passed, but Ethan's curiosity about Lyra grew stronger. He wanted to know more about her past and why she seemed so different. But Lyra always changed the subject when he asked too many questions. That made Ethan feel uneasy. One evening, Ethan decided to follow Lyra secretly. He wanted to understand who she really was and what she was doing. Lyra left the apartment quietly, wearing a long dark coat. Ethan kept a safe distance behind her. She walked to an old abandoned building near the city center. The place looked empty and forgotten. Inside, Lyra stopped in front of a rusty door. She took a small, shining device from her pocket and held it close to the door. The device made a soft glow and beeped. The door slowly opened. Ethan's heart beat faster. He watched as Lyra entered the building. She moved carefully through the dark halls until she reached a small room with strange machines and glowing screens. Lyra touched one screen and spoke quietly in a language Ethan did not understand. Suddenly, a hologram appeared, a map of stars and planets, unlike anything Ethan had seen before. Lights moved quickly across the map, showing different points of interest. Ethan gasped silently. This was not a simple woman lost in the city. She was someone important, maybe a spy or a scout from another world. Suddenly, Lyra stopped speaking and looked directly at a small camera hidden in the corner. "They are close," she said with worry in her voice. "I must hurry." Ethan realized she was being watched. He did not know by whom or why, but it was clear she was in danger. He stepped back carefully and left the building without making a sound. That night, Ethan's mind raced with questions. Who was watching Lyra? Why was she hiding things from him? Was she really an alien as she had said? The next day, Ethan decided to confront Lyra gently. "Lyra, I saw where you went last night," he said quietly. "Who are you really?" Lyra looked at him, her silver eyes full of sadness. "I wanted to tell you everything," she said, "but I was afraid." She took a deep breath. "I am not from your world. I come from a distant planet far from here. I was sent to find you." Ethan's eyes widened. "Find me? Why?" Lyra shook her head. "It is a long story. You are important to many. Some want to help you, others want to use you." Ethan felt a mix of fear and excitement. His simple life was changing fast. He was no longer just a man working late shifts. He was part of something much bigger. Lyra reached out her hand. "Will you trust me?" Ethan took her hand, feeling the warmth and hope. "I will." Together, they prepared for what was coming next. The secrets of the stars were waiting. The next evening, Ethan sat with Lyra in his small apartment. The rain tapped softly on the window. Ethan looked at Lyra's silver eyes and waited for her to tell him everything. Lyra took a deep breath. "I am from a planet called Varelia," she began. "Far from Earth, in a place you call the Andromeda Galaxy. My people are very different from humans. We have technology far beyond your world." Ethan listened carefully. His heart beat fast. The world he knew was much smaller than he thought. Lyra continued, "Many years ago, your kind sent a small probe into space. It carried messages and data about Earth. Long ago, you did not know you would reach the stars." Ethan smiled softly. "That sounds like us, always curious." Lyra nodded. "Yes, but there is more. Your probe carried a special signal. That signal was noticed by many species in the galaxy. It showed something unique in your DNA." Ethan's eyes widened. "Me? What do you mean? You are special, Lyra said. You carry a code that many want. Some want to protect you. Others want to control you. You are known as the Key. Ethan felt confused and scared. Why me? I'm just a simple man. Lyra reached out and held his hand. It is not about what you think. Your simple life hides a great power. You have the chance to change the future, not just for Earth, but for many worlds. Ethan looked down, thinking, what do I have to do? Lyra smiled gently. You must trust me and come with me. Together, we can keep you safe. We can find the meaning of your code and protect Earth from those who might harm it. Suddenly, a soft beep came from Lyra's wrist device. She looked worried. They are near. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. Who? Lyra stood up quickly. There are those who watch us now. I think they know you are here. Before Ethan could react, there was a sudden knock at the door. Ethan's heart raced. Lyra whispered, hide. Ethan moved to a dark corner as Lyra opened the door slightly. Two tall figures in dark suits stood outside. They spoke in a language Ethan did not understand. Lyra's eyes flashed silver. She pressed a button on her wrist. A small energy shield appeared around her. The men hesitated but then left quickly. Ethan came out from the shadows, amazed. What was that? Lyra smiled softly. Protection. I have many ways to keep you safe, but this is only the beginning. That night, Ethan knew his life would never be the same. The quiet man from Earth was now caught in a cosmic game far bigger than he could imagine. Together, Ethan and Lyra prepared to face the unknown, ready to discover the truth hidden among the stars. The next day, Ethan sat with Lyra in a quiet corner of a small cafe. The sunlight was soft through the window. Ethan still felt confused but wanted to understand everything. Lyra took a deep breath. I want to tell you more about the danger you face, she said quietly. Ethan leaned forward, listening carefully. Years ago, when your probe sent the signal, many civilizations in the galaxy noticed. Some were curious and peaceful. Others were not, Lyra explained. They see your DNA code as a key to power. Ethan frowned. Power? What kind of power? Your code can unlock advanced technology, weapons, and secrets hidden for centuries. If the wrong people get it, it could bring war and destruction. Ethan felt the weight of her words. So, they want to use me. Yes, Lyra said. That is why I was sent, to find you and protect you before others find you first. Ethan's mind raced. Who are these others? What do they want? Lyra looked around cautiously. Some are bounty hunters, some are spies, and some are warriors from different worlds. They will come for you soon. Ethan's eyes grew wide. Why hasn't Earth noticed this danger? Lyra shook her head. Your world is still new to galactic affairs. You are just beginning to be seen. But the moment they find you, Earth will be pulled into their conflicts. Ethan swallowed hard. What can I do? You must prepare, Lyra said firmly. You need to learn about your power and how to protect yourself. You also need allies. Ethan thought about his small life, his friends, and his quiet city. How can I protect them if this danger comes? Lyra reached out and touched his hand. That is why you must trust me. I will help you. Together, we can find those who want to help us, too. Suddenly, Ethan's phone beeped. A message appeared. They are watching. Be careful. Ethan looked at Lyra with fear. Who sent this? Lyra's eyes narrowed. It is a warning from a friend. We must act fast. Ethan stood up, feeling the new determination. I won't run away. I want to face this. Lyra smiled softly. That is why you are special. They left the cafe quickly, knowing time was short. As they walked through the busy streets, Ethan felt the world around him change. The ordinary city was now a battlefield in a war he never wanted to join. But he was ready to fight, not just for himself, but for Earth and everyone he loved. The galaxy was watching. And so was he. Ethan and Lyra moved quickly through the crowded city streets. The message had warned them. They were not safe. Dark figures watched from corners and rooftops, their eyes cold and alert. Lyra held Ethan's hand tightly. "We must stay hidden," she said softly. "They have many ways to find us." Ethan felt his heart pounding. He was no longer just a man from Earth. He was someone hunted by unknown enemies. They ducked into an old subway station, the noise of trains and people masking their movements. Ethan watched as Lyra pulled a small device from her pocket, a sleek, glowing cube. "This will help us," she explained. "It blocks their tracking signals." Ethan nodded. "Good, but how do we stop them from catching us?" Lyra's eyes glowed faintly. "Sometimes we must fight." Just then, a shadow moved near the station entrance. Two men in dark uniforms stepped inside, their faces hidden by helmets. Ethan felt fear rising, but Lyra stood calmly in front of him. She pressed a button on the glowing cube. A bright light flashed, and the men stopped, confused. Lyra moved quickly, striking the nearest man with a precise strike. He stumbled back, surprised by her speed and strength. Ethan watched in awe. Lyra was not just a lost traveler. She was a warrior. The second man raised a weapon. But before he could fire, Lyra grabbed it and twisted his arm. The weapon fell, and the man gave up. "Run," Lyra shouted. Ethan did not need to be told twice. They sprinted through the dark tunnels, heartbeats echoing in the underground. After several minutes, they emerged in a quiet alley far from the station. Ethan was breathless but alive. Who were those men? "Hunters," Lyra said grimly. "They work for those who want to capture you." Ethan looked at her, feeling the weight of their situation. Why me? Why not someone else? Lyra looked at the sky above the city. "Because you carry the code. You are the key to great power or great danger." Ethan clenched his fists. "Then I will protect it." Lyra smiled softly. "You are stronger than you know." That night, they found shelter in an old warehouse. Lyra showed Ethan how to use her technology to communicate secretly and plan their next move. Ethan listened carefully, learning quickly. He realized the simple life he once knew was gone forever. But with Lyra by his side, he felt hope. Together, they prepared to face the shadows that hunted them, and to unlock the mystery of the code Ethan carried. Ethan sat quietly in the dim light of the warehouse. Outside, the city buzzed with life, unaware of the dangers closing in. Lyra stood beside him, her silver eyes reflecting the soft glow of the holographic maps floating between them. "We cannot stay here much longer," Lyra said softly. "They will find us if we do." Ethan looked up, feeling the weight of the moment. "What do we do now? I can't just leave Earth. This is my home." Lyra nodded understandingly. "I know, but your safety is important, not just for you, but for the future of your world." Ethan's mind raced. Leaving Earth meant abandoning everything he knew, his family, friends, and the life he had built. But staying meant risking capture, or worse. "I don't want to run," Ethan said firmly. "I want to protect my home. But how can I do that if I'm alone?" Lyra smiled gently. "You won't be alone. I have allies, others who watch the galaxy and fight for peace. They can help." Ethan felt a spark of hope. Can they come here? Can they protect Earth? "It's not so simple," Lyra replied. "The galaxy is vast and full of dangers. Some want war, others want peace. Earth is new to all this. You must decide, trust me and come with me, or stay and face the threats alone." Ethan closed his eyes for a moment. The decision felt impossible. Suddenly, a soft beep sounded from Lyra's wrist device. She looked concerned. "They are near. We must move quickly." Ethan stood, ready to face whatever came next. "If I come with you, what happens to Earth?" "You become its guardian," Lyra said. "You will learn to use your power to protect your world, and maybe many others." Ethan looked around at the city skyline. He saw lights shining in the distance, people living their lives unaware of the cosmic war about to touch their world. "I'm ready," Ethan said finally. "I will trust you." Lyra reached out, taking his hand. "Then let's go." As they left the warehouse, shadows moved in the distance, silent watchers waiting for their chance. Ethan felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. The simple life he had once known was gone. Now he was part of a larger story, one that would test his courage, strength, and heart. Together, Ethan and Lyra stepped into the unknown, ready to face the galaxy's challenges and fight for Earth's future. The night air was cold as Ethan and Lyra moved quickly through the city streets. Danger was close behind them. The watchers were relentless. Every shadow seemed alive with threat. Lyra held Ethan's hand tightly. "The ship is waiting," she whispered. "We must reach it before they catch us." Ethan's heart pounded. He had never seen such fear and determination in his life. He trusted her completely. They turned a corner and saw a strange shape hidden behind a cluster of old buildings. It was the ship, unlike anything Ethan had ever seen. Sleek and silver, with soft lights glowing along its surface, the ship seemed alive, almost breathing. Lyra pressed a button on her wrist, and a hidden door slid open. Inside, the air smelled clean and cool. Ethan stepped inside and looked around in wonder. The ship's walls were smooth and filled with glowing panels. The stars outside stretched endlessly through wide windows, but there was no time to admire. Alarms sounded suddenly. "They found us," Lyra said urgently. Ethan rushed to her side as the ship hummed to life. Lights flashed, engines roared, and the ship slowly lifted off the ground. Outside, dark shapes moved fast, enemy ships chasing them through the city sky. Lyra grabbed the controls with skill. "Hold on," she said. "We are going to run." The ship surged forward, weaving through tall buildings. Ethan felt the rush of wind and the thrill of escape. Enemy ships fired beams of light, but Lyra used the ship's shields to block the attacks. "Ethan, you must stay calm," she said. "We will be safe soon." The ship burst out of the city's atmosphere and into space. The stars shone brighter here, peaceful and vast. Ethan looked at Lyra, amazed. "How did you find this place?" Lyra smiled tiredly. "It was hidden for a long time. A safe place for those who need to hide." Ethan sat down, catching his breath. The danger was not gone, but for now, they were safe. Lyra turned to him. "The galaxy is watching. Our journey is only beginning." Ethan nodded. "I'm ready." Together, they looked out into the endless stars, a new world of hope, mystery, and adventure. The ship floated silently in the vast darkness of space. Ethan pressed his face against the wide window, staring in awe at the endless stars. He had never imagined the universe could be so beautiful and so vast. Lyra stood beside him, calm and steady. "This is my home," she said softly, "among the stars, where many worlds live." Ethan turned to her, eyes wide. "It's amazing, but it also feels lonely." Lyra nodded. "Space can be lonely, yes, but it is also full of hope and new beginnings." Ethan's mind was full of questions. "Why did you come to Earth? Why did you find me?" Lyra took a deep breath. "Because you carry a secret. The code hidden inside. You can help save many worlds, but it can also bring great danger." Ethan looked down at his hands, trying to understand. "How can I protect something I don't understand?" Lyra smiled gently. "You will learn. We have time, and you have friends who want to help." Suddenly, the ship's alert sounded softly. Lyra moved quickly to the controls. "We have company," she said. Outside the window, distant ships appeared, some small and fast, others large and powerful. They were different from the enemies on Earth. "These are our allies," Lyra explained. "They watch over the galaxy, protect peace." Ethan felt a new hope. You mean I'm not alone? Never alone, Lyra said with a smile. As the ship moved closer to a large space station, Ethan saw ships of many shapes and colors. Aliens of many kinds moved about, some with scales, some with feathers, some with glowing skin. Ethan felt small but important. He was a human in a vast galaxy, carrying a secret that could change everything. Lyra placed her hand on his shoulder. Your journey is just beginning. Together, we will find the truth about your code and the future it holds. Ethan nodded, feeling the new strength inside him. The stars were no longer distant lights. They were his new home. And with Lyra by his side, he was ready for whatever came next. Ethan stood on the deck of the space station, watching the stars shine bright through the huge windows. The hum of the station surrounded him, but his mind was calm. He was far from Earth, yet he felt closer to his true purpose than ever before. Lyra joined him, her silver eyes reflecting the lights of the distant galaxies. You have come far, she said softly. Ethan smiled. I never imagined my life would be like this. From a simple man to someone who carries the fate of many worlds. Lyra nodded. Your journey is only beginning. The code inside you holds secrets that can change the galaxy, for better or worse. Ethan took a deep breath. What happens now? We learn, Lyra said. We find allies who want peace. We prepare for those who seek control. Ethan looked around the station and saw beings from many planets. Some smiled kindly at him, others watched carefully. He felt a mixture of fear and hope. Will Earth be safe? Ethan asked quietly. Lyra placed her hand on his shoulder. With you, Earth has a guardian. Your courage will inspire others. Ethan thought about his home, the small city, the rain, the people he loved. He missed them deeply, but knew he had a greater mission. Suddenly, an alert sounded through the station. Lyra's eyes sharpened. There is news from the outer borders. They moved quickly to a control room. A large screen showed a distant planet under attack. Ships fired bright beams, and explosions lit the dark sky. The war has begun, Lyra said. We must act. Ethan felt his heart race. What can I do? You will lead, Lyra said firmly. Your power, your code, they are the key to peace. Ethan looked out at the stars, feeling both fear and strength. He was no longer just a man. He was a protector, a fighter, and a symbol of hope. Together, Ethan and Lyra prepared to face the coming storm. The galaxy was vast and full of danger, but also full of promise. As the space station buzzed with activity, Ethan knew one thing for sure. He was ready. Ready to fight, ready to protect, and ready to begin this new chapter among the stars.